Your engraving looks wrong. You go into your settings and you turn up the power. It still looks wrong, so you turn it up more. Now it's burned. You drop the power back down and try a different number. Still wrong. You've been doing this for an hour and you're no closer to a good result than when you started. Here's what nobody clearly explains when you first get into laser engraving. You are adjusting the wrong variable first. Power is not where you start when results are off. Speed is. And once I explain why that's true, your entire approach to settings problems is going to change. I'm going to walk you through exactly how speed and power work together, why speed should always be your first adjustment tool, when power is genuinely the right answer, and how to use test squares to make every adjustment systematic rather than random. If you've been stuck in the power adjustment loop for a while, this is going to make that process feel significantly more controlled. Let's get into it. The reason everyone reaches for power first makes complete sense. More power means more energy, which means a darker result. Less power means lighter results. That relationship is real, and it's true. The problem is that power is the blunter of the two main controls you have. When you bump power from 35% to 45%, you've jumped 10 percentage points of intensity. That's a significant change, and the odds are good that you've overshot where you needed to be. Now your result is too dark, and you drop it back down. You're oscillating around the right answer without ever landing on it. Speed gives you finer, more gradual, and more predictable control over the same outcome. Think about it this way. Your laser is delivering a specific amount of energy to each point on your material. That energy per point is controlled by two things simultaneously: how intense the beam is, which is your power, and how long that beam sits on each point, which is speed. A 10% speed reduction gives you a proportional increase in dwell time. That relationship is linear and predictable. Power is less linear, and its effect depends on the specific characteristics of your laser module and the material you're working with. Speed gives you more precise control because the math behind it is simpler and more consistent. When your result is too dark, shadow areas burning solid, losing detail, the image looking like a dark blob, the first move is to increase speed, not drop power. Speed up 10 to 15 millimeters per second, run a test square, and evaluate. If it's still too dark, speed up again. Only after you've moved speed as far as makes sense and you're still getting too dark a result do you then bring your power down. The reverse is also true. When your results are too light, pale, no contrast, barely visible, slow down first. More dwell time per point means more energy delivered without changing beam intensity at all. The entire approach only works if you're starting from a reasonable baseline in the first place. If your starting power is dramatically wrong because you pulled a number from a forum post that was tested on a different machine with different material, no amount of careful speed adjustment will save you. For the xTool S1 40 watt on basswood, the confirmed starting point is 35% power at 150 millimeters per second. Not 60, not 50, 35. I confirm those numbers through a full production session. That is your baseline. Speed adjustments get you the rest of the way. Without a confirmed starting point, you're adjusting in the dark. Here's where the test square fits into this. Every single settings adjustment gets its own 2-inch test square on scrap from the same sheet as your good material. Not your full piece, not an approximation, your actual file at your actual settings on a small piece of scrap. Evaluate it under good light. Is the contrast right? Is anything burning solid that shouldn't be? If it looks right, run the full piece. If it's off, adjust one variable and run another test square. You might run 3 or 4 test squares before you land on the right number. That's exactly right. 3 squares of 2-inch scrap versus 3 ruined full pieces of premium material. The math is obvious. Let me give you a real example of how this plays out. You run a photo engraving on basswood and the shadow areas are slightly too dark. They're not burned solid, but the detail is getting compressed. Old habit, drop power 5% and run the full piece again, hoping it's better. New habit, Cut a 2-inch test square from the same sheet, speed up from 150 to 165 millimeters per second, run the test square, and evaluate. The shadows open up slightly and the detail is clearer. Speed up 5 more to 170. Run another test square. Now it looks right. Run the full piece. That whole process took maybe 8 minutes and cost you 2 small pieces of scrap. The old approach would have cost you a full piece and still might not have landed on the right answer. I want to be clear that power is not irrelevant. There are situations where it is the correct first adjustment. Switching between fundamentally different material types from wood to acrylic, from basswood to walnut, a significant power adjustment makes sense because the material properties are different enough that speed adjustments alone will not bridge that gap. If your results are dramatically wrong, not slightly off, but completely destroyed burns with zero detail anywhere, a meaningful power drop before fine-tuning makes sense. The distinction is this: power for big changes between materials or dramatically wrong results. Speed for fine-tuning within a known material and machine combination. Speed before power. That is the single most important settings habit you can build right now. When results are slightly off within a material you know, on a machine you know, adjust speed first, one variable at a time. Test square for every adjustment. Start from a confirmed baseline. Those things together transform the settings adjustment process from an hour of frustration and multiple ruined pieces into a 15 to 20 minute problem with a predictable answer at the end of it. You're not going to get every result perfect immediately, but you are going to get there faster with less wasted material and with a clear understanding of exactly why each adjustment moved your result in the direction it did. That understanding compounds every time you use it. If this video helped you think about settings adjustment differently, please subscribe. I put out real laser knowledge based on daily production experience every single week. And if you want the confirmed starting point settings for the xTool S140 watt on wood, real numbers tested on real material, not guesses from a spec sheet, that video is right here.